Good evening. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at Stock Market Mentor and OptionMarketMentor.com on Tuesday, November 27th. And yesterday, let me just go back to that for a quick sec. Yesterday I talked about Research in Motion and Facebook, but we'll just deal with RIMM and then another one today. And I noted that after this kind of move, the stock had closed outside the upper Bollinger Band, which isn't supposed to happen very often. 2 days in a row, perhaps even 3 days if we look at this one here. You look over on the upper left screen, the price closed at 1026. The top Bollinger Band is 1004. So for 3 days in a row, this closed outside the upper Bollinger Band. Only really super strong moves do that, and so the stock was ripe for a pullback. And I suggested, you look at the weekly chart, and you say, well, this is definitely a bottom here, breakout of a bottom, so maybe the stock's going higher, but I don't know. So my suggestion was you use yesterday's, that's Monday's, intraday low of 1144 as a stop. That way you're allowing the stock to continue to move higher in the off chance that it does move higher, but you're also getting out at a pretty good price, still actually above the upper Bollinger Band. You're getting out at a pretty good price if the stock reverses, because you got to say it's ripe for a reversal. So meanwhile, the stock closes down over 10% on pretty heavy volume. So if you just bought this stock, even here, and then are just holding it like a knucklehead, thinking that it's just going to keep going up without using a stop, you're probably regretting it now. My suggestion at this point would be to stay clear of Research in Motion, let it do what it's going to do, and then look for a higher low in order to trade this stock again. But for the time being, this isn't working anymore. Now, Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, let me drag this down a little bit. This is where it's trading after hours. They announced good earnings and gave excellent forward guidance. That's the kind of thing that jacks the price up. I had just mentioned this the first time I'd talked about it for a long time in Stock Market Mentors Premium, the strategy session, which is about a half an hour last night. And one of the stocks that I mentioned was Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, saying that this was a classic volatility squeeze, like a three-step squeeze here. The first is the squeeze itself. The second is the breakout, the initial move. The squeeze is just the squeeze. Then the first phase of a breakout first is the move higher. The second phase is the pullback to however far it pulls back. You just want to make sure that it doesn't pull back this far. You don't want it back into congestion, because that would indicate that it was a false breakout. Instead, you want it to close somewhere up here. It did here, and then it started moving higher. And my suggestion to our members was you use this level as a stop. You go ahead and buy the stock and watch for further upside. Well, we got a heck of a move upside here today. And you can think, well, why would you hold it over earnings? The short interest is pretty high. And so when you see a stock that's done this, it's already come down quite a bit, formed a long base, heavy short interest. It almost didn't matter what the company announced, as long as it wasn't too bad. It almost didn't matter. You were going to get a rise in the stock just as shorts started to cover. But because they actually announced good news, again, forward guidance was upped and also great earnings, beat the estimates, you get a heck of a move off the stock here. So now what do? I say you look at what happened here as a possibility. And what I mean by that is you get a gap up to here, and then the stock starts trading down. We don't know that for sure. If it opens up here and then does just start trading down right away, you need to sell this and take some profits, assuming you're long. Just sell it if it starts to pull back, because you can always buy it back if that's what you want to do. So I say just if you're already long, if you took this trade yesterday, members, then, or this morning I should say, then if you're already long, set a pretty tight stop. That way the stock pulls back, you're out, you got a really nice profit. If instead the stock continues to run, then what you want to do is use whatever the intraday low was over the first 15 or 20 minutes and use that as your reference for stops. Wherever it pulled back to, if it didn't pull back much at all, then you're going to have a pretty tight stop, and you watch the stock run up and you get to participate in further upside. But frankly, in my view, when a stock is up as much as it is, from 29 bucks up to about 36 bucks, up to about 36 bucks after market. Yeah, I'm just looking at CNBC behind me. That's a stock that's ripe for profit taking. So let this stock open up. You're probably going to wind up having a pretty decent short on your hands if you're not into the stock already. And if you are, you just want to sell it, okay? Also, one other thing, and this is really important, our Black Friday sale where you get 25% off of everything in the Stock Market Mentor store. We've got a lot of educational products there. That was supposed to end on Friday, which is why they call it Black Friday. But there were a lot of people who were out of town, didn't check their emails, and so they were asking if they could still get the deal. They did. Gary extended it. That's my brother. He's the brains behind the operation. I'm just the talent. And he extended it into Monday, calling it Cyber Monday. Well, we've extended this into today, but I'm telling you, it will end at midnight tonight. That's midnight Eastern time. So if you're interested in getting a great price on some really great products, check that out. In particular, I will recommend, if you're looking at these videos and you like these fast trades, even the trade that I mentioned where you're selling into this strength, shorting it, you're going to learn a lot about that in the 59-minute trader. That's been our most popular product by far, and yes, you can trade options with it as well. So consider that. Just get it for a Christmas gift for yourself. So anyway, hope you take advantage of that. But either way, thanks for watching this video. Members, get over to the strategy session.